Hello, first graders. Welcome to your phonics lesson. And I hope you have your paper out. I have to get a new paper, so if you're following along with me, it should be the long paper. It's probably already folded in half for you. Please don't use your whiteboard. Please don't use a spiral notebook. You have this specific paper just for phonics. All right. Of course, you are going to be sitting straight up. Your stomach is touching your desk, and your back is touching the back of your chair, just like a sandwich. All right, and of course, we're always holding our paper to make sure it is not moving anywhere. Our first sound is E. What are the two letters that say E only? Say it with me. E. Go ahead and write it. E. I know. It's E. E. Making sure that your E's are nice and fat and they both have a point. Say E. E. E says E. Just sounds like I'm saying E over and over again. E. E says E. E. E says E. All right. Nice job, my friends. If you have made it to the end of the line, go ahead, or if you haven't, go ahead and push pause and finish. If you have made it to the end of the line, our next sound is ooh, Say it with me. Ooh, Go ahead and write it. Ooh, That is our O. When I have my O, making sure they're touching the dotted line and they're both touching the bottom line. We don't want any of those teeny tiny O's. So we say ooh, O says ooh, Oh goodness, that one's too short. I can either cross it off or erase it. Try it again. We want it touching that dotted line. Ooh, Ooh, All right, my friends, if you are not at the end of the line, go ahead and push pause. If you are at the end of the line, our next sound is A. Say it with me. A. Go ahead and write it. Oh, I hope you're waiting for me. Those of you who know, you should be waiting and you should be saying, but wait a second, which A are we doing? We're doing the A that is used at the end of a word or syllable. Please write the A that is used at the end of a word. That is our A-Y. A-Y. Making sure when I do my A, I start at 2, around the clock, back up to 2, pulling straight down with a tiny tent. For my Y, starting at the dotted line, pulling down to the baseline. Pick up my pencil, starting at the dotted line, through the baseline, down to that next line. A. So we say A-Y says A. A-Y says A. A-Y says A. All right, my friends. If you are not at the end of the line yet, don't worry. Go ahead and push pause. If you are at the end of the line, our next sound is A. Go ahead and say it. A. Go ahead and write it. You might know which one it is because we already did A-Y, but this is the one that does not come at the end of a word or syllable. This one is used in the middle. Which A is used in the middle of a word? It is our AI. So we're going to write A, I is used in the middle. So making sure we start at 2 o'clock, around the clock, up to 2, pulling straight down with a tiny tent. My I starts at that dotted line, pull straight down with a tiny dot. No lollipops, no big balls on the top of the sticks there. A-I. So we say A-I says A. A-I says A. A-I says A. Alrighty, if you are not at the end of the line, go ahead and push pause. If you are at the end of the line, our next sound is ed, d, t. Say it with me. Ed, d, t. Go ahead and write it. Ed, d, t. This is our ED, making sure we start in the middle, pulling straight across, up and around the clock. I have a point right on my E, starting at 2 o'clock, around the clock, up to the top line, down to the bass line with a tiny tent. Ed, d, t. 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 I don't think I can squeeze it in there again. I don't want to make it too skinny. So if you are not done with the end of the line, no worries. Just go ahead and push pause. If you are done with the end of the line, our next sound is E-A-A. Say it with me. E-A-A. Go ahead and write it. E-A-A. This is our E-A. Says E-A-A. So E-A says E-A-A. Making sure they're both nice and fat, touching that dotted line and that bass line. E-A says E-A-A. Alrighty. One more sound. If you're not ready yet, go ahead and push pause. If you are ready, our last sound is E-I. What two letters say E-I? Go ahead and write it. This is the one that's kind of backwards. So I, E, can say E-I. I, E, can say E-I. I, E, can say E-I. I-E can say E-I. And my last one, E-I. All right, my friends. If you're not at the end of the line, go ahead and push pause. If you are at the end of the line, we're going to go ahead and write 2 spelling words today. The spelling words that we're going to practice today are going to be practicing this first sound that we did on our paper, the E sound. So E-E only has one sound, and it says E. So here we go. The first word that we're going to write is the word keep. Please keep my ice cream safe so I can eat it later. Keep. Fist up. K. E. P. So we have K. Use the letter that only says K. Then we have E. It's 2 letters and they only say E. And P. K. E. P. Go ahead and write it and I'll sound it out for you again. K. E. P. If you're still writing, go ahead and push pause because I am about to reveal the answers. Here we go. K should be a K. Remember, a K is tall with a short arm and short leg underneath that dotted line. That's a lowercase k. E, straight across, up and around the clock. Straight across, up and around the clock. It's 2 letters that say E, and then we have P, starting at the dotted line. Straight down, trace it up around the clock and give it a tuck. Keep. If you wrote K-E-E-P, give yourself a star or a smiley face. If not, go ahead and write the word keep now. All right, my friends, the next spelling word that we are going to practice is the word feed. Every morning and every night I feed my dogs. Feed. Fist up. E-d. So we have 2 letters that say E. It's their only sound. E. And then we have a letter that says D. D. E. D. Go ahead and write it, and I'll sound it out for you again. 2 letters that say E. D. Feed. If you are still writing the word feed, go ahead and push pause. I am about to reveal the answer. All right, my friends, the word feed. That's my F. I start and go up and over the clock, down to the baseline with a tiny crossbar. E is my double E. And D. Around the clock, up to the top line, down to the baseline. If you wrote F-E-E-D, give yourself a star or a smiley. If not, go ahead and write the word feed now. All right, my friends, please keep this paper in a safe spot because tomorrow we'll be using the other side.